Yes, yes. Are we live?
We are live.
We are live. Okay, guys. Who is all here? So if you guys are wondering where the doc is, at the last minute on the way here, he called me and went, "Oh, I have the flu." So
But really, really quietly.
well, no, actually, sick. So I said
So we
no.
need to video him on 6 so people can hear it.
Well, maybe that might help. Yes, yes, indeed. So yeah, he is. So yes, the doc is down with the flu at the moment. So unfortunately, there's no doc tonight. Next time, we'll make sure the doc gets here. So we will handle this the best we can. So for you guys that are here,
Not very good.
well, I know. So I'm looking at how many's here and all that stuff. So
That's my
everybody,
job.
well, okay. So you guys that are here, you guys know Scott, the editor and such with the flashy little antlers for his Christmas spirit. And then we brought in Crazy Uncle Chris too. So for comic relief or whatever we might need later on. So, but otherwise, that's the crew in this evening. So get no respect, no respect. I couldn't help it. But
Nice modern pop culture
yeah, I know. Like
So keep
Yeah.
your finger on the pulse of society.
Okay,
today.
so
yeah,
apparently the subject
yes.
for
How's the
tonight is
Lincoln? The Lincoln is fine. I was very speechless for Tyler to do that. It's,
You don't get speechless often.
yeah, speechless is not something I do very often. I mean, it's a great vehicle. The only thing I found wrong with it is the 6-dish CD player doesn't work in it. But I mean, drives good, runs good. Yeah, I really, it wasn't necessary. I was eventually going to replace my truck, but you know what? Thank you, Tyler, once again. Yeah,
You know, it's a rare day when Dave gets really so emotional that he's not going to talk.
yeah,
And
yeah.
being a friend of this crew and also being a fan, watching it myself, I was also shocked. They didn't tell me about that until I watched the video. And I was watching Dave in that video, and there was a brief moment there where I thought, he's gonna, like, is he choking up?
Yeah, dude, I thought you were going to cry.
Honestly, I didn't choke up. I just didn't know what to say.
Like, you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, or like,
Yeah, I
oh,
wasn't
just
sure.
kidding.
Yeah, I
No,
was
you
not
really
for sure.
did.
So,
He actually did the car.
yeah, you really did. So, Merry Christmas to all you guys, and Happy New Year's, and Happy Hanukkah, and whatever other holidays you may celebrate this time of year. So, but
Cadillac Man, we are not going to do politics on this stream. That's not something we talk about on
that's
this.
a dangerous field to go out into, especially at the current present time. It's a pretty hot button thing. So, but anyways, guys, any tractor questions, or Scott is here to keep me up on them. So, Montana, how much snow did you guys get out in Montana?
South Carolina. Michigan.
Where's the
Where's the
dog? The dog has
See,
the
you can
flu.
read it. Why am I here?
Because I can't keep up once they really get flowing. The doc has the flu, unfortunately, and
Ford or Chevy? Oh, yeah.
Ford or Chevy. Well, if you've seen the video, I lean strongly towards Fords. I like my Dodges. I like my Fords, and I've never owned a Chevy that I didn't want to drive off a cliff. That's just, I'm going to leave it at that. Not saying they're bad. I just not the ones I've had. So.
Myself, I own a Dodge, I own a Chevy, I own a Mercedes, and a half a dozen motorcycles.
Zetter tractor. Yes, I've had a Zetter on the lot many years, or oh no, not even that long ago. It's a pretty decent tractor. The doc had to fix the, I'm sorry, that's what I'm gonna look at. So
We
that,
need to move the.
that's why I told you to put the camera down here, because I'm gonna look at this thing,
Dude,
so.
it's just like shooting a video. Look at the camera.
I don't do very good at those.
Would it help if I got a girl to come over here and like, shake her
No,
money makers
no.
behind the camera?
No, Zetter, have had it. They're not a bad tractor. I mean, they're made in, I believe, like Czechoslovakia or something. We had one time, the doc had to replace the hydraulic pump and stuff. I had quite a bit of a hard time getting it sold. I ended up it being bought from a lot out in, like another wheeler dealer like me bought it from me and out in Connecticut. And he sent me a gypsy trucker to pick it up, who in the process stole money from me and then tried to threaten money out of me for he'd have enough gas to get the tractor back. So, yeah. Otherwise, that's about my experience with Zetters. I haven't had too many of them on the lot, and there's not very many in my part of the country.
Mike Warner, totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas rocks. Kenneth was talking about, I think Kenneth was from Montana, yeah. He said it's not too bad. It's even above zero, which
Oh,
is rare
wow.
at this time of year. That's the weather in Kansas. Well, it's going to be 60 on Christmas.
Yeah, so I'm sorry
So,
not to rub that in or anything. It'll be. I tell you what, at least we've had a little bit more winter-like weather here. I've had when I lived in Arizona, I had a few Christmas days that were like 80 degrees, and I didn't even want to talk about Christmas. That just wasn't Christmas at all. So
Agreed. When I was stationed just north of Los Angeles, California, it is kind of cool at first when you can take your motorcycle out on Christmas Day, or you can go surfing because it's 78 degrees and sunny. But after a while, you really kind of miss the snow and the chilliness and the reason to have a little nip in your beverage,
My favorite thing about the snow is watching people try to walk across the parking lot.
there's a place where they don't. Yeah.
Okay, so John Deere or Kubota? 1, 2, 3.
Kubota.
Coming from John Deere country.
Yeah, coming from John Deere country, Kubota.
Check out
I always think
Bizman
Kubota
for
has
using
great
tractors.
motors.
I've been finding a few nice tractors there. It's a site out in North Dakota.
What was it again?
Bizman, B-I-S-M-A-N.
Yeah, I've actually heard of them, and I've looked at the site a few times. So, all right, I've done my Roger Dangerfield impression. That's got to come off. That was the sole purpose of wearing that. But
04 Lightning, right on. Good job, Cadillac man.
yeah,
In fact, I had a 99 Lightning that I had for exactly 5 weeks to the day.
Okay, so
And it got totaled.
yeah,
what's a 1947?
yeah.
Is that a 1947 what, or is there a tractor called a 1947?
Yeah. What you get to 1947? What's worth anything? Or was 1947 what? 8-in Ford, Farmall 8, Super M, SC case. What tractor? What tractor?
And we all sit here staring.
Yeah. I'm
Have you
sorry.
ever had a MD Farmall?
I have had one MD. It was not a runner. I never had it running. It came out of an estate.
Alice.
I bought an entire estate, and then I ended up selling it. I just sold it as it is to a local collector here, and he completely restored it. So the doc didn't even touch it. So
The 47 Alice Chalmers.
Alice Chalmers, so I'm taking probably a WD. Worth much? Not really worth a whole lot. In good running condition, about 1,300. In rough condition, 7 or 8. Non-running, don't let the scrap man have it. So,
Okay.
but yeah.
We get the yellow Alice Chalmers going?
More videos coming out on that. Me and the doc worked on that all day the other day, and we made some ground, but that's where I'm going to have to leave that because I don't want to give away too much. There's more to watch.
Oh, and speaking of videos coming, we're not going to have a video come up this week
Yeah,
or
well,
this weekend. We're not going to have one come up this weekend. We will have one come up the day after Christmas.
Yeah.
Right now, we're all just swamped with family coming into town, doing family planning, getting things organized for the new year, and it's put me a bit behind on some of the videos.
and with
So-
the doc being sick, I don't got the next few videos that are going to be filmed. I need the doc, so without the doc, and he's going to be down a couple days because he has the same flu I had, and it knocks you off your feet for about 2 days. So it'll take a little while, but anyhow,
You got lucky at 2 days.
yeah.
Mean snow is good for wheat crops in Kansas.
Yeah, and we could use a lot more moisture.
Right.
They are talking rain and thunderstorms on Christmas,
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. So,
Oh, great! I'm
but
ready.
text me up here. I'm losing it.
Cadillac Man said he owns a 2004 Ford Lightning.
That's a,
Did y'all get the yellow? Can I just leave the pain in the butt oil filter out of the Ferguson T020 and change the oil more often?
I wouldn't see why not. I mean, yeah, you just change the oil more often and stuff. But yeah, take close watch on it. Yeah, that filter is a pain in the butt to change. Yeah.
Is there any sort of a way you can modify some sort of a remote aftermarket oil filter?
Did they make adapter kits for those things from when they have like the sock filters and stuff that'll bolt on that you can put a screw filter on it, which makes it a lot easier? Is it worth it?
I mean, if it's going to
Maybe.
save an expensive piece of equipment, then it would be.
Now with the fact that Orsolins and the TSC and Atwoods and all them are carrying the sock filters now,
Mhm.
the old sock filters or the canister filters for those things, there's, I don't know, if you want to spend the extra $140 to change it over to a screw-on filter, sure. I mean, I guess go ahead, but I'm gonna go with the cheaper option because that's just me. I mean, I left the tags on this stuff, so Christmas crap, so I can take it back afterwards. So anyway,
I pulled my tag off. Mike Warner said, or not Mike Warner, I'm sorry, Angela. She said she has a 1947 WC in good condition.
That's probably worth about $1,500. I did notice Nick wanted to know, is the 300 gone? Yes, 300 has a home. It took about 4 weeks or 3 weeks or so, but it has a good home. Guy was pretty adamant and pretty excited to get it. So I'm glad it has a good home. We put a lot of elbow grease into that thing to bring it back to 100, to about 88%. I mean, it wasn't 100. There was still more that could have been done. So, but
All right, so do you recommend conversion to electric engine on Ford N Series 9N2 and 8N or Jubilee?
to electric,
Electric ignition.
electric ignition. Yeah, I normal all my tractors that I keep that don't end up on the lot, I convert over. I mean, it's expensive. That kit is like 98 to 105 bucks to do, but I do it to all my tractors that I keep that are distributed. So my Case W5 wheel loader, we converted. Several of my 930 cases that are propane, I've converted to electric, and my one DC that is has a distributor has been converted. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's worth it, and it'll last. You do that, and it'll last about 4 years, and you'll have to do it again. The system will burn up. But if you have points, you're only going to get about 2 years normally out of a set of points before you need to change points. So it's give or take on that part. So
I have a question for everybody. There's been a lot of comments lately. Yes, he does. Switch all of his machines to 12 volt and 6 volt.
yeah.
It's so much easier.
Yeah.
A little investment.
We've had a bunch of people say something about during our top 10 videos and when we're describing a tractor that you guys would like to see more pictures of tractors while we're doing that. And I kind of came up with a solution that everybody out here can help us with. Most of you are either tractor collectors or you have tractors for your farm, or you're just intrigued with it. If you guys could send us pictures of your tractors, of you standing with your tractor, even if you don't mind, send us pictures to his Instagram or Facebook. You can send it to us through Messenger. We could start putting those up when we're talking about a specific tractor, or if we just feel like throwing somebody out there and saying, hey, thanks for sending us this picture. We'd really appreciate that. Aside from that, I have a couple other ideas that I'd like to do with those pictures. I can't say anything yet. But it's something that I thought maybe you guys could help us help you with it. So, that was the 12-volt question.
That was a 12-volt question, yeah. So I'm going to go, okay, so somebody asked if I read one of the Farm Collector magazines. And
Oh, do you read Ageless Iron and Farm Collector?
I used to. I haven't in a while. I used to have an subscription to it, but I used to have an subscription to Antique Power, and I don't anymore. The only tractor magazine that I actually read is my Case Heritage and an Old Age. So, not that they're not bad magazines, it's just I never have time. So, but anyways, and then
We're all caught up.
are
Where I go?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any other questions
Is
from
the
anyone?
8-inch still running good? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of old,
Is the 8-inch still running good? Yes, it is. Yes, the 8-inch is still running good.
what do you think of the Ellis Turner Model B?
B's a good little tractor. When Junior Mint was about 5 years old, I bought him one, and me and him spent the summer getting it running together, and that was his little tractor for a while. And I mean, that was a good father-son time putting that together. He ran that for quite a while, and then he decided that lawn and garden tractors were more exciting. So he wanted a Heston mower, and so we sold it. So I bought it for him on the deal that he'd give me that tractor to sell, and I sold it for more than the Heston ride mower cost, and he's never forgiven me that I made a profit on it. But that's just how it works. So
What is a Fordson Major Black?
well, I don't know what the black part is, but I know
I'm sorry.
that
Major back.
Major Back. I'm sorry. It says, what do you think of the Fordson Major Back?
the back. I'm not for sure. I love the Ford's Major and then Super Major. And those things are awesome. You don't find them a whole lot around this area. The Car Wizard had a Super Major diesel at one time, and he absolutely loved that tractor. And I actually ended up with it when he was done with it. I mean, it had stopped running, and somebody had bought the motor, so it was just the frame and stuff. But
So-
they're pretty awesome tractors.
So Sean, the one that was asking about the Ellis Turner Model B,
Mm-hmm.
said that he picked up one for $500. It's not running, but the engine is loose.
That's a good deal. I mean, you did all right then. I mean, if the tin works all good and the tires are okay, that's a good tractor there. So,
Kenneth Bailey says we had a 52 GMC grain truck that had an 8-volt battery. I was told it was a 6-volt system, but the 8-volt would spin it faster. Is this true?
yes,
Yes, it is. It spins it about 30% faster.
faster. And it
Really? Is
works
that big of a
too.
difference?
is
Yeah.
that big of a difference.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You get the starter going quick.
Mm-hmm.
That's very useful in cold weather, especially because it's able to make more pressure faster and gets it firing.
Yep.
Sounds good. Doug's on board for the pictures.
That's cool.
He said picture segment would be real good. Viewers would feel real included.
That would
After
be
I paint them up, I like to show them off. So
Yeah.
that would be great. We'll
Yeah.
be looking forward to your pictures.
Yeah, please send it in. So,
Mike says he has a Ford 841. He says they're great machines. I've never even.
yeah, 841 is a darn good tractor, and I've had several through the lot over the years, and
Oh.
never had much trouble. They're pretty much like a Workmaster, like the 601, but they're
Okay.
yeah.
A little
So
beefier. or
little
whatever.
beefier and stuff. So.
Okay, so David rephrased his question. The Fordson Major backhoe.
Oh.
Apparently his phone thought it called you a name and cut a word out.
What
How does that
do you
feature
think
turn
of the
off
Ford?
online?
Have you seen the video of some of the worst buys I've ever had? I bought a Ford Super Major backhoe
Oh God, is that the picture of the one that was sitting on the trailer?
on the trailer.
Oh,
They're a good tractor. They're a good tractor base, and they're very English. And a lot of things that operate
Well,
on
then you should
them,
like it.
yeah, a lot of things operate on them a little bit different than your American tractors. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't be a good backhoe to use. Just make sure that when you purchase it, that you check it out completely before you buy it, because I got burned really bad on one, and just don't let that happen to you guys. Just really check it out real well. If it's on a online auction, make sure you get it's one that has an inspection day, and go check it out. Don't just bid on it because it looks good in the pictures or it sounds good in the little video they put with it. Go to that inspection day and check it out, and then bid on it at your leisure at home. So
yeah, but after it was a furniture factory. He said, I lost it. Nick said, I love the shop you work out of. Was it a hangar at one time?
no, it actually was a bus seat factory at one
That's what it
time.
was.
Oh, the bus seats,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah, they built bus seats here.
And the cool thing about it is this. What did they do?
They built the bus seats over here, and then the building across the lot on the other side. If sometimes you see in the background, there's a long brown building. That's where they upholstered the bus seats, and then they came back over here and were finished assembled, and then packed
and
and
everything was
shipped.
connected with wires across the,
Yeah, everything they were
so they could talk to each other.
Yeah, there was lines running back and forth so they could speak between the factories and stuff. So yeah,
And now we just have to look into the circle and talk to anybody in Virginia if we want.
yeah. So
Let's see here. Do you have a Ford 7.3 liter? On what?
Ford 7.3, well, in, with that one F-250 you have.
yeah, my F-250, yeah,
What's in the Navigator?
I
That
don't
would have
know,
the, 5.3.
5.3 or something, yeah.
Yeah, that's that Lincoln only version of a Ford motor that was really awesome.
What is your favorite tractor of all? I know you like the Case 930, but is there one you like the most? The one that
See the
makes you the
Case-
most money.
Well, yeah, that one, the one that makes me the most money. Honestly, did you watch the Case video when I start babbling about the Case 900? I don't know why. I've always been like totally in love with the Case 930 or with the Case 900, the 900. It's my absolute favorite tractor. I've had tons of them. Every time one comes up for sale,
Brazil.
if I have the money or if I don't have the money, I somehow still end up buying it.
That
So
was fun. I'm just going to start saying random words and see how you go. I said Brazil and you went,
I looked at you, but I knew it was all
It was Mauricio's.
Mauricio's. Yeah,
now-
Mauricio was in. So
after this was after this did the fact, or
then
the,
they built
the
those
siege,
doors like
they made huge garage doors, like the door that you guys are talking about that lifts up. They
It's in like
built those here, and what did those go for? They went to airliner.
Well, no,
Cessna and Spirit.
they went to ag places, and they went to
They sold some to Spirit and Boeing.
I
and
mean,
everything,
Spirit
too.
and Boeing bought some, and they got
Yeah.
special ones for Spirit and,
Yeah.
and Boeing and stuff. So, but
How do you like the 7.3?
I absolutely love it, but not in the wintertime.
They, you know, that they're such a long-lasting, reliable motor.
Yeah,
They're not extremely powerful, but by golly, they get the
And they-
job done for decades.
and they suck when it's cold.
Well,
It
you
gets
do
below
have to
40
occasionally-
degrees. You better have it plugged in, or it's not going to start.
golly, my 5.9 Cummins just fires right up.
My 5.9.
Don't you keep it in a garage?
No, it sits outside.
Oh,
My
I was gonna
5.9.
say that's not fair. It could get to -4 and your truck will start if it's in the garage.
Well, the 5.9 Cummins that I had in the old work truck before this,
Mm-hmm.
I would
The white
leave
one?
it on the job site. No, the brown one, the one with the front end was so shot that it was like,
It's like
this.
driving a drunk.
Yeah, it was. That truck there, I could leave on the job site when we were still just running just a salvage operation. It could get down to 11 below at night, if not lower. And all I had to do was run the glow plugs one cycle, and that truck would fire every single time. The work truck now, the Ford now, it gets below 40 degrees. If it's not plugged in, we're not moving anything today.
And you need a set of glow plugs and the relays and the switch and the sensor. You need to trade it in and get yourself a Dodge like mine.
Yeah. Well, I wish it. Yeah.
So we had someone from Brazil. I thought I saw someone.
Yeah.
And Merry Christmas,
Yeah.
Captain Villa.
Yes,
Captain Volvo. I'm sorry.
Captain Volvo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you like the 730? Are you still planning on a Mulling U video at some point?
As soon as I get a mini, Outcast project, as soon as I get a mini mow in, I will do a video on a U. But I haven't had one in a while, and I'll be honest with you, they don't sell very well, so I usually run away from them screaming because I get offered about one a week. But I find a good one that's not going to take the dock a month to get going again.
That'd make a good video though.
Yeah, we will definitely get one and do a mini mow video. So, and also if I can find a gas one, I don't want a propane one. There's too many propane ones out there, and I just don't want to mess with them. Yeah,
Yeah, that high quality propane and propane accessories.
Holy cow!
I ain't never seen some dang much propane. I'll tell you what, Bobby.
So, and then he's like, he loves his 5.9. Good, 5.9 all the way.
I would rather push my Ford than drive a Dodge. Merry Christmas from the Heartland. I'd rather.
Fortunately, they have heated tailgates in the Fords now, so your hands don't get cold. It's a nice place to sit while you wait for AAA.
Oh my God, that's not nice.
I've owned enough Fords that I love all cars.
I love my Ford too. Yeah.
Okay, so Jimmy
And my dog.
Harris, he asked, do you think you could get the doc to explain a little better when he diagnoses a tractor?
We're
We
working
can
on
work with him on that, but the thing with the doc is he has a hard time getting out the thought vocally.
it.
He knows what he's thinking. He knows what he wants to say. It's just getting it out is kind of difficult for him sometimes.
The doc doesn't think like everybody else. He thinks in not in words, but in parts and numbers and stuff. And getting him to explain to you the thought process he got to diagnose why that was wrong. I've been working with him because I've been trying to get him to do that more with the videos, and he's getting better, guys. You got to admit
Wait till you see the next video.
Yeah, wait till you see the
Wait
next
till you see
video.
the next
I
video
actually
coming
got him to say more than 2 words, or I didn't have to say, okay, Dad, let's tell them what's wrong with the tractor. He was actually stuff. So we're working on it. We'll try to get the doc to explain more how he got to that solution that was wrong. But he's the way he works through things. So is a little bit different than everybody else.
You know, there's those people who just talk and they run their mouth and say a whole lot of nothing, like myself, or sometimes they. The doc is the opposite of that. He's the one who thinks so much that he forgets to say it out loud.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, that is different too. So.
I was just curious. I have a mowing fleet.
Mm-hmm.
Just built a hose to fill it from my propane tank. The propane one stores better.
Yeah.
And Nano Reaper, the 6.7 stroke, is one heck of a good motor. Ford really did that right when they stepped away from Navistar.
Yeah.
Ford did something right.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Be nice to Ford. Let's just.
I would drive a
We got
Lincoln
Gear
Navigator.
6,
How's your GM product running, Scott?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? When was the last time I fixed something on it though?
Well,
Well, it's been broken a lot.
we're getting behind here.
Anyway,
No, we're not. We're 2 questions behind.
You missed this question.
I haven't read it yet.
You missed this question. Come on.
Well,
Do your job.
If you want to take 4 minutes to answer it,
Okay.
what color is your favorite color question?
Rebuilt a 64 Farmall 504 diesel, just put newly rebuilt motor, new clutch into it, nice. How's your knuckles?
Right.
It's currently tricycle. Wide front ends work on that track. Would a wide front end work on a Farmall 504 diesel?
Yeah, if you can find,
It's a 64.
you can find an aftermarket. It would just be the same aftermarket wide front end or a original Farmall 504 that had a wide front. Yeah, you could get a wide front, on that tractor for sure. So.
Yeah. Listen to this one. My 7.3 started well in the cold. I bought it in Butte, new in 2003. It was 3 below. Now listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
It was 3 below when I took it for a test drive. It started right up. Of course, when it was real cold, it had to be plugged in. 3 below isn't real cold.
Butte,
You're from Montana.
You're from Montana, where the men are men and the sheep
Yeah.
are nervous.
Yeah, it just might be that my 7.3 is getting towards the end of, just getting,
Your
maybe it's only
7.3's
got 250,000.
It's at the point where it needs a lot of love really fast.
Yeah,
Again, the 7.3 is a venerable, durable beast that just, it doesn't know how to die. They're too dumb to give up. But they do need some love occasionally so that they will continue to run at optimum levels.
That was what was in the Super Duty, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was in my Super Duty years, had that 8-liter V10 piece of
well,
blankety effing blankety.
QA Library's in, so he's up very, very late, or very, very early.
What farm equipment you never touched in a million years and never let it cross the forecourt? What is a forecourt?
The lot, wouldn't let it across the yard for it, so. You know, I don't.
What farm equipment would you never sell? Honestly, if there's $1 to make, there's something to sell.
Yeah, if there's $1 to make, there's something to sell. There's really not anything that I wouldn't buy if I was gonna resell. There's some stuff that I wouldn't think about purchasing for myself. I'm sorry guys, I know a lot of you are, but I am not an Alice fan. I do not like Alice Summer tractors.
Okay.
I think the only thing you probably wouldn't put on the lot would be if somebody brought you a tractor with giant swastikas on it and like Hitler's face.
I got a rattle can of paint, so I could fix it. So,
Jimmy, sorry.
mhm.
He said like on the 8N, what was the popping in the rear end, and sort of explain what he was looking for. See, and me and you were talking about that the other night.
Yeah.
I think
So
we need to take a little more time and
that popping in the rear end was those gears jumping, and what caused those gears and that 8N to bind up, and I couldn't get a picture of it. We were going to shoot a picture of it, but it's such a fine crack. There's in the middle of that, there's a divider wall in that transmission, and the top and the bottom, where the gear shafts come through, in the middle there, the casting piece, that cast is about as thick as, the fingers on my hand. Pardon me. And it just had a little hairline crack. Well, it was letting that flex, and when that was flexing, those gears were just coming out of the line just enough that they would bind up, and they'd break off those gears on that transmission on the bottom there for third, and I think it was third and second, but it was the third ring for third gear, that was the gears that were breaking every single time. So we had to, it was either, we talked about nickel welding it and fixing it, and then I'm like, you know what, forget this, no, let's just find a parts for end and just totally swap out the tractor. So, but anyways.
that was a 3-second answer that you turned into 2.5 minutes.
That's what I do.
You answered the wrong question.
I answered it.
No, you didn't.
Yes, answered.
He asked what he was looking for when he was looking in the back of it. You explained what was wrong with the transmission.
Yeah.
What was he looking for that led him to realize that he needed to go? What was the original?
Oh, what we were originally looking for? Sorry. I was just,
Okay, make this one short though.
He thought the bowl gear was broke.
What is the what?
The bowl gear.
Like move, bull.
Bowl gear. The bowl gear was
What is
broke.
a bowl gear?
That's the main drive gear and the back gear. See, now I'm going to make a longer question now. Did you need more
That's a new
explanation?
question.
You're going to
Is
make
that
a longer
what
answer?
runs the PTO?
No, it's what runs the rear axle. It actually spins the rear axle.
Okay.
The power supply.
Okay,
the rear axle.
short answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we're 17 questions behind,
Make a hot shot run on my Cummins, start every time. Not about trying to drive somebody else on my way. Yeah, please come on by anytime.
Yeah, there's not a lot out there right now. It's the winter months, and we got a lot of projects that are got to come through that'll go out there. But equipment-wise and tractor-wise, there's just not much out there right now.
You know,
Just trying trying to build it back up before spring, because come early spring, we will get the kicked out of us, and I know that every year I do. Every year I struggle to keep up.
And, you know, Outcast, you could swing by if you want to meet Dave, shake his hand, get a picture with him, buy yourself a mug. They're what, $5, $7, $10, $14? How much are those $38 mugs?
They're $6 actually.
$6 a piece?
Yeah, and then I only got 3 left, so
Melted Dragon Forge. Hello.
That's a cool name.
I love that.
I thought about. Ooh, let's not do that. Hope that gets going better. Raining like crazy out here in Oregon. Yeah, you guys are supposed to get like 8 inches in the next 24 hours. That's
Isn't that
that's
Insane.
insane.
Shut up.
Isn't that kind of normal for you guys to be that rainy this time of year out that way though?
Yeah, they've got there's a lot of places that are under flood warnings, and I mean it's rough right now. Crazy D, would you buy a restored Ford 9M? Well, yeah.
I would buy it, but
They'd probably sell it too,
I
though.
would, buy it for resale, but what I'm willing to pay on an 8 end is probably, I'm not gonna buy a restored one. They're gonna come in the condition that I seem to get them in, which is
I
they
think
need work.
I think Outcast is trying to buy something.
Mhm.
Do you think the crack in the casting would take a weld on that transmission?
We talked about it, but we decided that it is safe not to. That there's, we know a guy that could do it and does really good work, but
You'd rather not risk it.
I'd rather not risk it. I'd hate to tear it all down, have them do that weld, put it all back together, and somebody buy that tractor and
Break it.
and it happens again within 6 months of it leaving this lot. I wouldn't. I mean, there's no warranty on any of my equipment, but I still feel bad about it.
Jeffs?
Yeah. That's what I'm talking
The
about.
only one wearing horns doesn't know what a bolt here is.
Yeah, I will say, if you were to weld something like that, there is the possibility that with the excessive heat of the weld on the crack, the metal next to the weld can be weakened. Not
And that's
saying
true.
it will, but it might. So that could put more strain on newer, weaker metal, and now you've got much stronger metal in the place that was taking the beating, and now you break again a little farther down the chain.
Yeah.
So ultimately, there's
Okay.
enough of them out there. Just buy a Ford rear end and swap
Hey, dude, we're buffering hardcore online.
them.
It's bad. That's the third time I've watched it do that.
Well,
Are you
Yeah,
guys having
yeah.
any issues seeing us? Is it buffering on yours?
yeah, it is.
We're still keeping up. It's
We're still keeping up.
Yeah, but then every time it buffers like this,
Mhm.
when it stops, this just takes off.
Yeah.
About 20 seconds to go, and
All right,
I'll be
guys.
done with my phone. Tell you what, are you guys, since it's Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going till about 9:30 or so.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Let's stop. Wait.
6 by
Mine
6
buffers
military
constantly. Told you we should have brought my laptop.
Wow. Yeah. It'd be worse with your laptop.
Whatever.
What do you think of the old 6x6 military trucks?
Awesome.
Yeah,
A lot of them turn into feed trucks.
yeah.
They're
6x6.
They were made to be beaten.
Okay, so you guys
by
are witnessing
19-year-olds.
how I am when it comes to this. I do this. I don't do that,
you do that.
and I do this apparently.
Yeah.
I have experience working on cars. I've never even driven a tractor, to be honest.
It's pretty easy.
No, did I?
No, you haven't yet.
I did
I
that
asked
one out
you.
here
I asked you to do it. You wouldn't do it.
because we were on this property.
Yeah,
I'll
because
let
you
you
worked
drive
for
my
sure. I
semi-tractor
didn't want to do it on the
sometime.
lot. Because I wanted to film the one thing, and I wanted to be. Yeah, and you said no, I don't want to drive the tractor, so we did something
I
different.
didn't want to.
Yeah. So
Okay, so Mauricio says, what about combines? Do you ever think about what to deal with that?
a little bit. I don't keep a lot of them on the lot because I don't really have room for them. They take up a lot of space. I have dealt with them in the past, so.
Well, Mauricio, your English is very good for being Portuguese or Brazilian. 8-inch tractors, do you like the side mount distributor better than the?
Oh, that's yes.
Yes.
It's so
absolutely.
much easier.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's no comparison. That was the best thing Ford ever did was move the distributor to the side and get rid of that coil pack thing on top, and of the front mounted one. Terrible, terrible design. So
Mine Buffers constantly. There was a 9N
Yeah, mine's-
Park Tobacco place I bought my Super 90 from. What would you pay for a Massey Ferguson 150 in good condition, and are they a good machine? A Massey 150.
They're talking about the Gleaners out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
put on guys.
Yeah, there's several.
Oh, dude.
Gleaners are real popular around here. Being a farm kid myself, I will take a Gleaner over a Deere any day because I will get done a lot faster, or I will get a lot more done in the same amount of time. Funny story, one time I was helping out my uncle and I was in the Gleaner and he was in the Deere and he's bragging about his Deere because blah, 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 blah. And the first pass, we both took off together. And I turned around and I came back, and then on the third pass, I met him as he was almost done with the second one. And I was going back there, and by the time I got to the fifth pass, he was part way through his fourth. And then he finally caught up when I had to unload.
How old are you? How old were you?
This would have been probably 10, 12 years ago,
So you were
early 30s.
okay.
So still running like I had energy and driving somebody else's tractor because I don't care if I break it.
On the 150 Massey Ferguson, good tractor.
Hello, Corey.
I have had a few. I've had a few
Hey,
come
Corey.
through the lot in the past. Condition wise or value wise, it's hard to say without being able to actually see the tractor and know what's going on with it. But yeah, if you found a good one, a machine that you think is good and solid, and you'd like to purchase it, I wouldn't have any qualms with it. I wouldn't worry about it. I'd go for it. I think it'd be a good tractor, and shouldn't let you down. So
Merry Christmas, QA. He said he's got to go
Cheers,
to
mate.
40 there.
yeah,
He
good
said to have him.
good morning, good night, one of the two. Thanks for coming in, man.
Merry Christmas.
Up with us and
So, in Halstead, actually, the lot's actually in Newton, Outcast Project. It's actually in Newton, so
about 10 minutes away.
yeah, about 10 minutes away. So
Much closer to the interstate, so it's easier to reach.
yeah,
I'll tell you what, guys, since it's Christmas and things have kind of paused for a moment,
mm.
I have some Christmas presents for the both of you, actually.
Oh, very cool.
I really do. Dave, because you're a single dad, and you're making ends meet. You got a decent job and you got a decent business, but you got a teenage boy, so he has to eat 47 frozen burritos before he has dinner.
You should see the amount of frozen burritos that he makes for breakfast every morning. If you could just I'm like, you got to get to the shop. We got to go. And he's like pulling this plate out of the microwave. And
The whole package.
it's like this. Yeah.
Well, I wanted you and the boy to be able to go to Olive Garden for dinner and have yourself as many breadsticks as that child can shove in his mouth. And there's a little something
Want them out of
for
business.
Christmas. So happy
Thank
Christmas to you, brother.
Thank you very much, man.
Now, Scotty, I've known Scotty for many, many years, and he's a good guy, all in all. Nobody's without our own faults.
Right.
Boy, I sure am. Scott's a dad as well, so am I. And he's been kind of struggling a little lately, but he keeps the family fed, he keeps the lights on. Christmas is a heck of a time when you're in that position, because now the kids see all the TV commercials and say, I want that, I want this, I want that. And it's, that's a whole lot of unexpected to just come out of the blue. So, Scotty, I wanted to make sure. Well, I mean, it's coming.
I've been watching it come for months.
Since last Christmas. But Scott, just dad to dad, friend to friend. Couple $100 on a Walmart gift card. I want you to get the kids all the Santa Claus that they can find and see how much Santa Claus can help them up.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
No problem, though.
I don't have anything for you.
It's okay. You've got friendship.
Yeah. All right, we got to catch back up here on this.
Where were we?
Y'all ever come to Northeast Texas for tractors?
Not gone that far down, no. I've looked at some. I've watched some sell on the online auctions and thought, that ain't going bad. I should bid on that, but no, I haven't. So
Okay, so I have a question. I have a friend with an 8-inch converter to a 12 volt, and it keeps burning up coils in there, 12 volt with a ballast resistor hooked up.
yeah, we need the doc, and he's got the flu. The doc would know exactly what's going on with that. He is kind of an 8-in wizard, but I don't know without the doc. But I'll remember that, and we'll ask him, and maybe I can get him to bring it up in a video.
Didn't you guys already cover that? Because you guys were talking about the difference between having two 6 volts and the way it was wired and having just one 12 volt.
Well,
What video was that in that you guys were talking? Because his answer might actually be in that video.
Well, it could also be a wiring issue where the
Yeah.
wires are not heavy enough to conduct that much more energy,
it very well could be.
you know?
It very well could be, but I don't
But it's
know.
burning up the coils, not the wire.
Yeah,
It's gotta find a
That's
weak point somewhere. The thing with electricity is it will find the weakest point to burn out,
That is true.
or it'll shock the human that's touching it, which
Yeah.
I've been known to.
Okay, so Outcast says the tractors he knows about are in Halstead. What tractors in Halstead?
that one.
There's one guy that has a bunch of cleaners and a bunch of stuff parked out there.
I don't.
You can kind of see it from the
Yeah,
highway.
well, it's that one. Yeah, he was telling me about it the other day. Who has those Outcasts? So
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Do you feel like the farm sales slowed down over the past summer?
no, I don't think they were more up north. They were more towards the Kansas City and that area, but they didn't slow down too much. I got a feeling with the way
Get
that
off among you.
I got a feeling that this year, the way that the farm economy went, there's going to be a lot more farm sales than
There you go, right there.
than there was this year. There's going to be a lot of families just hanging it up.
So,
Mauricio?
corn farmer, Matt. Mauricio says if you reduce the voltage by half, 24 to 12, it will double the current amperage. So yes, it can be the wire gauge, maybe rust.
Yeah, could be that
There you
grounds are limiting your ability to conduct, in which case it would find the weakest point, which a coil could be the weakest point. Yeah, if you've got a rust issue, something I've done with a lot of my semi-trailers, especially the aluminum ones, when you conduct electricity through dissimilar metals, you'll get aluminum
I didn't even think of
oxide.
that. I didn't think of that at all.
Something I've
Going
done
from
many
steel to
times.
steel to
Mm-hmm.
iron.
I'll take a wire wheel on a drill and I'll clean that area real good and I'll bolt it down and then I'll take a torch and a brazing rod and braze it together so that it cannot lose conductivity. Because I've had several semi-trailers over the years that you're driving along and all of a sudden your lights turn into a disco show, which means Highway Patrol wants to talk to you. And it's expensive.
Up near Wichita.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was an awful lot up north, up like Concordia and Belleville and that area. There were some really cool ones up there this year. There was a auction this year that there was an oil pull tractor
Mhm.
and a couple other sales that had like there was a sale that had like 6 Wallaces and one of them was a Wallace Cub Jr. So some really cool sales up that way, but I mean, I didn't go. I had some buddies that went, and I got to hear about how the stuff sold. But you know,
Jimmy Harris answers that a little more. If you're running a ballaster, it's hooked up in your line, your coil cannot put out more than 1.8 ohms or they will burn up. There you go.
there is your answer.
There was another one. right
Check
before
that one.
I'm going to guess his situation is probably a combination of everything from that to old wires
So
that
those
are not
are even
strong
12
enough, bad
volt.
grounds, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And if they're 12 volt coils, yeah, good
Okay.
point.
There you go. Is it true that if you put a snowplow on a Cub A or B, you will take the chance of breaking the front end of the tractor?
Yeah, guys, When we look at
I
the,
think you take the risk of breaking the front end on just about anything if you hit.
no, they're just not strong enough for that.
Well, it's a Cub.
I could show you, and I should have. You guys remember the video? What's a BA? If you look really,
What the
really-
farm mall is a VA.
what the farm mall is a BA.
I'm gonna get hit.
There's an if you look really, really close at the front end on that thing, it's been busted off at once and welded on. I mean, those front ends just aren't heavy enough for that kind of work.
Okay, so he's saying he has
12-volt coils, all new 14-gauge wire. Again, I'm going to look at, okay, there were a couple of 14 yeah, Corn Farmer Matt, I would definitely start looking at all your grounds as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it is possible that you just got unlucky with a few coils. I've had that happen myself.
right up to
Mm-hmm.
dealing with it right now.
It's, yeah.
I feel like more families just go straight to Purple Wave. He said there's a couple with Fords of old cars down this way. I've never been to a sale with a huge horde of tractors or cars. I bet they get cheaper.
I went to a sale out your way in Jetmore about 4 years ago, maybe a little bit more. Huge horde of antique tractors. I think there was.
Wait a second. So do you guys know each other?
I know where, kind of. I know where he's out from. He's from.
No, these two guys chatting in here.
Yeah, they might be a little chat.
I can answer each other's
Well, he's
questions.
saying he bought them from TSC.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, anything you buy from TSC.
Yeah,
is pretty much-
TSC. Yeah, well, I don't
Yeah.
really like using TSC, but anyways, Outcast Project. Out in Jumpmore. I think there was about 80, 90 tractors on that sale, and I think the majority of them ended up with the scrap man. Me and the doc hauled about 15 home, and that we just stopped by them because I couldn't haul anymore. It already was going to take us a month back and forth out there. I could only get 2 to maybe 3 at a time on my gooseneck. So, and at the time, scrap price was good. So the buddy of mine that helps me haul, he was really, really busy and couldn't help, or I would have just kept buying as many as I could that day. So, but yeah.
I can see where people would go to a site like Purple Wave because you're getting a lot more eyes and a lot more people.
I don't,
You know,
farm equipment's just not bringing as good a price on Purple Wave as it used to, and Purple Wave is not giving you the attention as for the farm machinery as they do for the guys with the construction equipment and the government auctions and all that stuff.
Mhm.
They make
There's more money out of it.
It might be maybe they're making more on those sales, but yeah, they're not doing all that. Yeah, they're I don't know.
I'm gonna let you read that one.
They make a 12-volt coil
See, that's what happens when I let someone else read.
with a balancer built in that ohms out to 2.5 ohms, and they have a 12-volt coil without 6 balancers or without balancers that will ohm out between 1.5 ohms around 1.8 with this helps. All right.
Go.
Hi, Kim Jong-un.
Yep.
There he is.
Yeah. Very cool. Glad you made it to the live stream, man.
The only fat kid in Korea, North Korea.
Oh, North Korea, yeah.
Well, you could turn it back
He
to
should've
a
just
6
left it,
volts. Honestly, I think you're going to have to dump good money into upgrading everything to the best you can get. And then at that point, the question is the money you're putting into the equipment worth what the equipment is? You know, if you're going to put a $10,000 motor in a $1,000 car, are you really going to, get your 10,000 back,
Yeah.
Or is this something that, this was your granddaddy's tractor and it's been passed down forever and you just have to keep it alive because sentimental value? In which case, I've thrown a lot of good money after bad because of sentimental things.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, fellas, I'm going to try something real quick. I want to see if I can get rid of this buffer. That's missile business these days. We're gonna run a quick commercial, I'm gonna see if putting that commercial in there lets everything buffer to the point of where we need to be, and hopefully it'll stop buffering because it still hasn't stopped.
Yeah,
It's
I
still
noticed
buffering.
that.
So we're gonna run a quick commercial. We'll be back
After
two
these
minutes
breaks.
tops.
After these
2 and 2.
messages.
And then we all watch the phone.
Yeah, we all sit here and stare at the phone,
Yeah.
and it's not putting a commercial up.
As soon as it's done buffering.
I think it puts the commercial up after it's been on live stream. So apparently there's not going to be a commercial.
What? No, not after these messages? What the heck?
Yeah, well, I got a message from Vicky, so, I got that going for me.
Okay, let's see here. No buffer here. Excellent.
Yeah.
That could go in. Excellent, could it? No buffer here either. Mine's fine. I haven't buffered any. Nothing yet. It's been clean and clear throughout, fellas. No buffer. Mine.
Let's get your phone.
That's what mine's doing. I have a top of the line phone. Thank you very much.
Okay.
That's what mine's doing. I don't know if you guys can see the circle very well.
Now, likewise,
He
my S8,
is in Argentina and he's not buffering.
I
His phone's
accidentally,
buffering too.
I accidentally closed out to answer the girl who sent me a message on Facebook Messenger, and when I came back to the live stream,
It's not buffering.
It's not buffering.
So try that.
Maybe it's
Maybe it's all you. The doc, Kim Jong-un, the doc has the flu and didn't make it in. He wanted to be here. He was like, "Oh, do it," and I was like, "No, you better not."
Well, look at that.
That would be so.
So
Almost
they called me and said, "Hey, you want to take the third chair?" And I said, "Sure. I got nothing else to do tonight.
Yeah,
It's that or clean my house, so I'm here."
yeah. Yeah. Let's see here.
It'll be all right. He'll
Yeah,
sleep
mine
it
has
off.
a white
Yeah.
circle, but it's clean and clear.
And
Yeah.
Doc will overdose on some NyQuil and sleep it off, and he'll be right as rain.
He'll be right.
every time.
So, oh, well.
I didn't get to see the video about the Oliver.
Olive oil in the C's tractor. Did that work?
That wasn't olive oil. That was
Iodine.
iodine. Yeah,
We did the iodine.
and it worked.
Actually, Doc talked about using olive oil. We used it one time on a Massey 55 and it worked. And we were thinking, well, we should do a video about that. Man, that iodine video was like the most controversial thing I have ever done on the internet. I had people comment and tell me that we were so full of that there was
Sugar honey iced tea.
mushrooms that
Sugar honey iced tea.
yeah, that there's no way that would work because iodine is 99% water, blah, 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 blah. I mean, this dude wrote a comment like,
Dude, he broke it down chemically.
broke it down chemically why it wouldn't work. It worked. I swear to God, I wouldn't.
I don't know
If it
why
didn't work-
worked, but it worked.
If it didn't work, we would have said, oh, this doesn't work, guys. Imagine that. I don't know why it works, but when the doc put that stuff in there, he ran his scope down in there, and you could see on the camera it bubbling around the rings of the pistons. And so you stuffed that elf boy.
I was just waiting for you to smack.
I almost but you could see it around the rings of the pistons, it just bubbling, and it worked. So
Would WD-40 loosen up an engine?
I tried it.
Yeah.
Depends on how you
If
put it
it's
in.
not really stuck bad, it'll help. So
I would, if you're going to use WD-40, buy 2 cans and put half of it in each half of the motor. If you got a 4-cylinder, half a can in each cylinder, and just put it in, and then go find something to do for a week.
I thought I forgot to say something about you losing it on the A and throwing your hat and a few choice words. I like it that y'all keep it real and showing the good and the bad.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't fix everything. I mean,
Yeah, well, I'm gonna try to when they come in. I'm gonna try to fix them. I'm gonna try to get it where there's something of profit left of some kind of them. But yeah, that 601, that ending, that really, we were both very, very annoyed because we put a lot of time and money into that thing. And then it ends up that we threw that huge fit, and it ends up that it's just leftover residue oil in the exhaust system. You pull that muffler off, and doesn't smoke at
I
all.
thought that was
So
hilarious.
Doc didn't make it in this week.
That's like funny after the fact.
Yeah,
Not a funny at the moment.
At the moment, but yeah. So I got a muffler rolling around in the back of the Lincoln, and he's gonna get that put on, and we'll get it out of here.
This
So.
guy, he gets a.
You get a Lincoln
Lincoln.
Navigator and you throw a muffler in the back. It's not a truck, Dave.
You know what? In the back
It's a-
seat of that thing
It's a
right now,
wannabe truck. That is not a truck.
in the back seat of that thing right now, it's a hood for an F-30, a muffler for the 601, and some other tractor parts.
Give me the keys and I'll give you the truck back. Have you ever seen me put anything like that in the back of my Cadillac?
Well, where else am I
It's
going to put it?
Cadillac's
You
never
have two
running
more
well enough to
trucks.
carry parts.
Drive that thing the way it's supposed to be driven and use your trucks as trucks.
Oh, I was at the place where.
And put the back seat back in that car.
Why?
Why?
Because it's a third row. It's pretty.
And then there's not room for a hood and a muffler and
That's the
the
point.
entire front axle of a
Aside
tractor
from
to
that,
set it
aside
up.
from that, one of these days I'm just gonna come over and get the keys and I'm gonna go Uber with that car.
All right, we're getting
Isn't
behind.
it too old for that? Anyway.
Oh crap! It is.
It's 2001, so it would be too old, I think.
I just gotta change one number on the van.
Okay.
I know how to do that.
We were trying iodine this spring on our Farmall H. It's locked up. Grandpa tractor. We will let you know.
Let me know how it worked for you guys.
Okay, on the Farmall H, is that what you use the iodine on?
No, we used it on the D.
Okay,
Under the D12.
are the pistons vertical or horizontal?
Yeah. No, that's John Deere that they
Okay.
run the wrong way.
Yeah, so you only want to do that on one that runs vertical.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can work on a John Deere, but I've just figured out anymore if I'm going to get a John Deere unstuck, I'm just going to tear it down, pull the blocks, like set it on the bench so it points the right direction.
Have you ever used muriatic acid to unseize one?
No, but I've heard of it, and that's another
I was
video I
about to
could
say,
do.
I just found out what muriatic acid was last night because we were talking about melting down a computer to get the gold out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's great for.
But wouldn't that do
Purposes?
damage to the engine? I mean, if it
I
can
don't know,
melt,
I've
if it can
heard,
melt my computer down
Yeah.
to where there's nothing left but gold, wouldn't that do
Well,
damage
if
to
it'll,
the
if
cylinders?
it'll
and
dissolve the
pistons?
silica, then yeah, I wouldn't use it in like a Chevy Vega motor.
Well, I got, dude.
Okay, the Chevy Vega had a aluminum motor, and then it wore out too fast because of the steel rings. So then they put silica in the aluminum, which wore out the rings really fast, and
Okay.
they were garbage. But if you throw a Chevy small block in them, they're awesome.
Have you ever done a video with classic
Navigator parts wagon.
Tractor Fever?
Plastic, what?
Have you ever done a video with classic tractor beaver?
What is plastic tractor?
It's another channel.
Another channel?
Are they from here?
No,
Well,
no, I haven't.
Stop
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything nice enough to be on Classic Tractor Fever.
Oh, Navigator.
by. Oh, it's
I wonder how many bottom
Oh,
that
my
thing can
goodness.
pull. I should
True.
take it out there.
No, because then we're gonna
no,
the
no.
That V8, I bet I could get a 3-bottom plow through the ground with that thing.
The rear end is designed to be driven to malls and soccer games.
I put some aggressive tires on that. I bet I could pull a 3-bottom plow with that Navigator.
The tires don't make the car, dude.
We could put some phenomenal tires on my 4-cylinder Mercedes. It's still going to be a 4-cylinder Mercedes.
Anyway,
have a hitch on that?
we're behind again.
Do you have a hitch on that?
Heck yeah, I can tow a pontoon boat, I can tow a jet ski.
I've had trouble with my old diesel 2000 and 4000 slobbering in the winter. So I block the radiator with cardboard. They have thermostats, but it takes them forever to get to running temperature.
I'd give it a try and see if it fixes it.
Honestly,
The
yeah.
Navigator parts wagon.
Yeah, that would not hurt anything because even when it gets up to temp, if it starts getting too warm, you just remove half the cardboard. Now the cardboard will stop wind coming through, and when the fan comes on, it won't pull air through.
But yeah.
You know, once it gets warm enough, we do that in semi trucks all the time. In fact, right now, my Columbia has about 2/3 of the rad blocked with cardboard.
What do I think of the John Deere 1010?
John Deere
It's a decent tractor. Don't work it very hard. You'll burn the clutch up.
Mhm.
And you'll fix it, and then you'll try to use it for something decent again, and you'll burn the clutch up. And then you fix it, and you try to use it for something decent again, and you'll burn the clutch up.
Mhm.
So, but otherwise,
Dude,
the
I'm
motor's
sorry, I thought you
decent.
were about to say it again. I was just going to cover your mouth.
So I have a video on using muriatic acid. You want to rinse it out as quick as it dissolves rust or unseized almost immediately? Yes.
yeah,
Get it in, get it out.
yep.
We might have to go.
His Muratic is
But
pretty.
did you know that
costly.
Menards actually sells
Do they?
jars of muriatic acid?
Mhm.
We might have to try it.
In fact, I've used muriatic acid to remove oil stains from driveways.
Why is this?
Because they started to put something in and then they deleted it after they put it on.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So sounds like you will get good at clutches, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You will. You'll
Yes.
have it down to an art form. You'll be able to swap a clutch out in the afternoon. Let's see.
Should we?
What is my favorite tractor brand?
Besides Lincoln.
Case. I've always been a Case fan. I'm a huge Case fan.
So should we shove Chris under the bus real quick?
What? Oh, nah.
No,
Nah.
no,
Nah.
fine. Can we shove me under the bus real quick?
Well, your UberTuber channel? We can, but you don't got any videos up yet. And they can't go and check it out.
I know you can't even find it until I
I
have
can't
a
even
video.
find it yet,
It's-
so-
you can't look it up or nothing.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking about just putting a video up. Videos coming soon. That way
Yeah,
people can
yeah.
find me.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a few people that have asked me, why did you take down your videos, and are you ever going to put any more up? And I think I'm at the point now where, yeah, I'll go ahead and start doing that. But here recently, I was just kind of having the PTSD got a little heavy, and the holiday season is a little rough, and I just kind of got into a little self-hating mode where I deleted all my videos and kind of ran away and hid in the dark for a little while.
So
But
that just means you can send them all to me.
Yeah.
I'll edit them for you.
Yeah,
We'll come back to
running an auger, running a postal digger, running a bush hog around, it's gonna be fine, but if you try to like really get out and work it hard, put that two bottom plow and bury it deep, or big old drag a chisel through the field or through the garden or something, that's when it starts having troubles. It's not gonna be immediately, it's the clutch will start slipping, and then they just keep trouble. Every single tractor company has something on one tractor or another designed bad, and that was one of John Deere's. That and the 4020. I think it's the 4020 when you step on the clutch, the hydraulic stops working. So if you got a loader, it just drops it. Yeah, Case did horrible designing brakes. Case did a horrible job of designing power steering on the 30 series. Every company has something that isn't a great design. So,
He says you have a John Deere on your desk. Where? He says you have a John Deere on your desk.
I have a Case on my desk.
He said, I'm sure, okay, John Deere on the desk. This? Or that little green thing over there?
Oh, I do have a little John Deere on my desk over there. Yeah,
oh, hey, look at
I forgot.
That's why it's all the way over there, buried.
Yeah,
that. Cute
I
little
forgot.
fella.
So got a little John Deere on my desk. Yep.
Why do you dislike Ellis Chalmers?
I have never had good luck with them.
Let me guess, you dated a girl in high school named Alice?
No, nothing to do with that. Every Alice that I've ever owned has been either a piece of crud or, basically that's been the main, they've been a piece of crud. Every Alice I've ever bought, this D21 is an example, or this D12 that we're working on in the shop, that thing is a hunk of poo. We keep trying to fix it so we can get it resold. The only reason I bought it is because it is a D12 and they are kind of rare. Every single D15, D17, D series tractor I bought, I've had something majorly wrong that we had to fix before resale, but yet I keep buying them. So I don't know. WD-45s I've never had any good luck with. WDs I've never had any luck with. My youngest boy, if you guys know him as Junior Mint, is an absolute Alice Chalmers nut. So I had to just shut up and put up with him. But we pick on each other back and forth all the time. He's like, I don't know why you got to drive those buzzer tractors, Dad. And I'm like, I don't know why you need a piece of crap Alice either. So, but just not an Alice person.
What's a
You think of
Alice?
the Dukes Alice, yeah.
Dukes Alice? Let me guess, that's German.
Dukes Alice. Yeah, Dukes are good tractors, and I think they were an improvement to the Alice. when they started building the Dude Salad. So
See, but a John Deere forklift is different.
But based on a tractor platform.
yeah, it is based on tractor platform, and yeah, I know a guy that's been running a 480 John Deere forklift for a long time. It is beat to, but it's still moving pallets every day.
See,
So-
there you go. See, this just shows the difference between different areas of the country. Heath asked, do you have better luck selling any particular brand of used tractor in your area? In South Carolina, Fords are under every
Yep.
shade tree and dominate the used market.
Mm-hmm.
John Deere seem to bring more money. John Deere's are the dominant here, though.
John Deere and International would be the dominant tractors here. If it's IH or John Deere, that it you know, that's the main one. 8-in Fords. I think that at one point in time there was a law in Sedgwick County, which is like the biggest county around here, where the Wichita is. If you lived in the country and you had more than 5 acres, you had to own an 8-in Ford. Because everybody had one. It's starting to be less and less now with the fact that you can buy a Kubota so cheap with payments, and you got Coyote and McCormick and Mahindra and stuff. So 8-ins are starting to really lose their value slowly. But yeah, in this part of the country, if it's green and yellow and it has a deer on it, you will sell it and sell it quick. I mean, guys, take for an example. That 3020 I bought for $800 on that auction. We put 1,000 into it. We put another 1,000 into the paint. I threw it up on the lot for 6,500, and it was sold on the second day it was out there.
Should have went 75.
Yeah,
Right.
After it sold, I went, boy, I sold that thing too cheap. So, you know,
And you know, around here, if you look at used lawnmowers, for example,
John Deere
Deere's
paint?
are twice what everything else is.
yeah,
Is
yeah.
it true that John Deere paint costs $250 an ounce?
It,
You just said you put how much into it?
we
Put
put,
the paint
well,
up?
yeah, but I didn't use John, I didn't go to
The
John Deere.
genuine Deere brand.
I didn't go General Deere brand. I mean, that tractor will be white by this time next year. I used Orslin paint.
I don't get it.
Yeah, they make plenty of paint that says John Deere without the third E.
Yeah.
Did you my 480B smokes a little and drinks a lot.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I smoke a lot and drink a little.
Don't smoke, it's bad for you.
Farmed with the seat. I tell you what, if I was going to buy an Alice Helmer tractor that I was going to keep for myself, is I like to have a U. I really like a U or a D21, but
Can't have
a U, Alice, something about them. There's only decent big tractor that
He's so
Alice
tired of us
made,
right now.
so I'm tired with you guys before we got here. What are you talking about?
At least your head's not blinking.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you didn't want to come in here by yourself, so you got to put up with this.
Well, yeah, someone's got to help me keep up with this. So, but
Oh, that's all.
I
we're
wish
here.
the doc was here. A lot of this is.
See, what's your thoughts on Oliver's? Nano said it was a joke, guys. I was kind of assuming so.
What was the joke?
Green paint's pretty high dollar. Oliver Green's
Oh.
not as expensive.
Yeah,
So let's roll back to Jimmy there. Says, what's your thoughts on Oliver tractors? In fact, didn't you do a video on Oliver?
I did all of them.
recently?
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
all
you
of
did
them.
the top 10, didn't you?
Yeah, I did top 10 Olivers. I did a top 10 case. Eventually, I will do a top 10 John Deere post 1975, and we'll do a top 10 Farmall and a top 10 International. And then I'd like to do a top 10 tractors that you've never heard of, and then a top 10 of tractors all time. But we will spread them out. I didn't want to bury you guys with like too many top 10 videos, so we'll try to spread them out a little bit more. Oliver's, I love Oliver tractors. I've never owned one that I've kept for myself, but I've had many move across the lot. I've operated a few for a buddy of mine who thinks that that's the only color green that should exist, and I'm not going to argue with him. But
I thought it was odd that the Olivers tend to break out in song and dance every time you run them.
What is a Belarus?
Belarus. Belarus is my second favorite foreign tractor. They're built in Belarus.
Belarus.
What is Belarus runway? Runaway? What are your thoughts on Belarus runaway?
Runaway. Outcast product. What do you mean by runaway?
Painting a case with John Deere colors.
You need to leave my life straight. No, I'm kidding. You know what? I have
I
a,
bet you could sell it for pretty high dollar though. Paint that
Oh,
something
yeah.
green, slap that little yellow square
Yeah.
on there.
And then it's
It's not like
oh,
it's
no, it said you should paint
Yeah.
a case with John Deere
That's
colors.
what I'm
No,
saying.
so,
Paint
no,
a case
I
with
thought
John
you,
Deere
I
and
thought
then
you
raise
read
the
that
price.
I am painting, you know. Yeah, well, I've had an international painted, or I had a John Deere painted international colors, and I love taking that to shows until I sold it because the
You know
John Deere
what?
guys' heads would go,
Whoever asked about the other channel earlier,
yeah.
maybe we should just go find ourselves a tractor
Mm-hmm.
and refurbish it. Just
At
from
least
the
make it
from the
pretty.
ground up.
We could.
If it's running on 2 cylinders, but by golly, it looks good,
No, I'm saying, I'm talking a full out rebuild.
that's some good money.
Paint, yeah, but I'm not talking do it over the next month.
Yeah.
We could,
Yeah,
I
over
mean, it could
time.
be something that we could do periodically. Hey, look what we did to the tractor this week.
I put the money into doing that.
I have
But
an
first,
idea.
YouTube has to figure out how they're going to, from 1 month to the next to pay us the same. So I can figure out where we at.
Well,
So
just stop taking your cut.
I haven't yet. I like one before we've been doing this for too long.
Again, teenage boy, a lot of frozen burritos.
Yeah.
Should I run away or are they good? Oh, that's what he was asking.
What?
What are your thoughts on the Belarus? Should I run away or are
Very
they good?
simple. Very, very simple tractor. They're built pretty solid. You ever watch the YouTube videos of them from like the Russian videos? I mean, the things that they do with them, and the tractor doesn't fall apart in 50 pieces is pretty impressive. They're built pretty heavy and they're built really, really simple. So if you're a halfway decent diesel mechanic, you probably can figure out how to fix it. And everything you need to fix it, you can pretty much find on the internet. You're gonna have to wait for the parts. You're not gonna run down to the local dealership and pick up what you need, but you can get the part and get it fixed eventually. So I wouldn't. I remember back when I was in high school, they were really pushing them hard. And I remember being at the 3i show and test driving one and thought, this, the half-assed diesel tractor, I would kind of like to have it. So couldn't talk Dad into it. All I heard was he didn't want no damn Russian piece of crap. So we never got one, but I don't see anything wrong with them. So
What's the worst tractor?
worst tractor?
His was an Alice C.
Worst tractor you've ever owned?
Worst tractor I ever owned.
How much money?
Alice Chalmers Alice Chalmers D17 was the worst tractor I've ever brought home.
Was that the number one on your?
No,
Oh.
because it wasn't one I bought to resell.
Don't you think it's amazing how I edit all these videos so I have to watch them like 52 times, but I don't remember anything that's in them?
No.
You're not a farm kid, you're not a tractor guy, you're a
Well,
tech
after
guy.
the seventh time, it's like, okay.
You learn quite a bit about these classic machines.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
What would-
Oliver 1555, pretty good tractor for slow moving for big rounds on farmland. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Ford TW30, I got one for less than $2,500.
That's pretty good buy.
Yeah.
So,
Our Farmall 300 has rolled down the hill and started on fire 3 times since I bought it new.
and
It
it's,
still runs today.
It's the Ford truck of tractors.
yeah. That's what it is.
What would cause my Case 530 to turn over but not run? I've had the starter rebuilt, points, condenser coil, and spark plugs replaced, but it still won't run.
I don't know.
Carburetor. Oh my god.
It might be carburetor.
It could be carburetor. It could be a fuel issue.
Thank you.
It could be,
The fuel. Start checking the fuel system.
yeah.
Figure that out, because I think that's the kind of the same issue that we're having with that D12 is we get it to turn over, we're getting spark, we got all that, but we're not getting it to run like we want it to run. So at least we are kind of getting it to run. But I would start with the fuel system. That carburetor should have a Marvel carburetor on it. I'd pull it off and put a kit in it and totally rebuild it and go all the way through it and put it back on. It's worth it if it hasn't been done. Even if it doesn't fix it, it's still worth to get it done and see if that doesn't fix the issue.
Yeah,
I would
especially
say,
if you put all that money into all that other
before
stuff.
you spend money on the carb rebuild kit, keep it simple, stupid. check the fuel filter.
Mm.
Or
If it has a fuel
Yeah,
filter.
that
If
popped,
it
that
has
popped
a
into
fuel
my head,
filter.
but I wasn't sure. if
it
there
could
was
be
one.
that the fuel tank was so rusted that it got sludge up into, if it does have a filter, it could be the filter solid.
Yeah.
It could be the carburetor is plugged up and just needs a good clean. It could be the carburetor is so worn out that it won't
Yeah.
atomize the fuel. If you got woo 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 and you got sparky sparky, that only leaves one thing.
Ooh, there you go. We kind of did one doing the video on the lawsuit between Henry Ford and Harry Ferguson over the 3-point hitch. That was
We kind of did that. I had like
we didn't really get too deep into it though.
You know, I like to do one of those. I tell you, I do that on that video. The only reason is every time I get into that deep stuff with the Ford thing, somehow it becomes controversial, and I get a bunch of negative comments, and you're saying Ferguson wrong, or you're saying Ford wrong, or Henry was this, or blah blah that, and I'm like, okay, fine, guys. If
You
you
said
care,
a lot of words wrong now.
if you care that much, just don't worry about it, man. Move on. Just move on. Thank you for coming in. Move on. You know, I don't know.
But if you guys are
So,
interested in
But you're
stuff like
interested, and
that,
I will do the research, make sure I got everything 100%,
and
and
it
I will
doesn't have
definitely
to
do a
just be that
video
either.
through
You
it. So
know what you could
We
do
could do
is,
history videos on quite a bit of it.
while
We
you
do,
do a
yeah.
history video on a controversial subject, what you can do is hold up the paper and say, according to
and I'd
this
say that.
website, it says this.
Well, you know what? It's like the top 10 videos. And I get guys that come in all the time. Well, the horsepower on that wasn't this, it was this. Yeah, that's the PTO horsepower. I'm going drawbar horsepower. You always go drawbar horsepower. Yes, the PTO horsepower is going to be higher than the drawbar horsepower, but that's not the number I'm using.
Okay, guys, we got about 12 minutes before we're gonna have to
Wrap this up.
take off.
Let's kind of catch up on some of these. So,
Tractor trolls, yeah.
yeah, tractor trolls, lots of them.
Dad used to work on some Romanian
Longs.
long tractors. Those things were junk.
Yes, they are.
Uh,
Long had 5 different manufacturers that built their tractors, and yeah,
How come you're not wearing a hat, Dave? I'm
because
sorry, Crazy D.
Crazy D
Show
took
me
his
your
hat
hat.
off, so I had my Christmas hat on, but it was a tad bit uncomfortable.
And you know what? I think that wreath would fit around the top.
No, I'm not putting a wreath around my head. All right, move. Next question.
Oh, let's see.
How come you're not wearing a hat?
Don't
That was
spend
the next
time.
question.
You can still keep them going somehow. Tractor trolls, simple updraft carbs are awesome. Yes.
Yep.
What do you think about the MMG 1000?
God, that tractor's long.
Sounds like the name of a gun.
You pull into the field and you're already at the other end.
You put it in
Who
first
makes
gear
it?
and you turn around.
Minneapolis Moline. Good tractors. The Doc wants one for his own collection really bad, but
He doesn't have the real estate.
he only has 80 acres, so it still ain't long enough for the thing. But yeah, they're good tractors. So
Should I change the oil in my 994? It's been a while, but it leaks oil, so I've had fresh oil. If it's leaking that bad, go ahead and change it. And you know, if you're adding in a quart every week, change the filter once a month.
yeah.
Once a month? Seriously?
Yeah.
At least keep- yeah.
Depending on how much you're using it. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're not using the tractor very much, then
And I was thinking using it every couple of
Yeah.
days for mowing, etc. It's not. If it's in a dusty, dirty environment, yeah, you're gonna foul your oil more.
yes, you are.
It may be worth spending a few bucks to go ahead and replace the leakiest parts of the leaky thing.
Merry Christmas, you fat bastards.
Spaghetti bender.
Bender.
I thought these guys were the spaghetti benders, the way they're moving their hands when they talk.
I'm not moving my hands when I talk. See, and I've got, yeah, and look, his hands are now occupied.
And I talk with my hands. This is how it is.
Exactly.
There's one guy, whoa, why were you hating on the truck wheels welded on the Ford Center? They seem to do way better than original style skinny rims on mine.
It's just because they did a really junky job. That was the only thing about it.
Yeah, we didn't get a really good, I didn't get
Get
a
a good
good
shot. They did
shot
a
of
really
it, but
bad
it was
shot.
pretty rough.
So, and we'll keep the tire, around. I'll keep the one good tire around as an emergency backup.
Oh.
Yeah, they did a horrible
Oh. Yes, I like this guy.
job. What?
Matthew's the master.
The monster.
I don't know if that's supposed to be a joke or if his last name is DeMaster or because it looks like Matthew the Master.
Mm-hmm.
You're reading in French
Master
again.
Matthew.
You're reading and
It says there's one guy who put a Chevy block on his lawnmower. You should try it and do the same thing with your little Ford.
Chevy big block and a little Ford, by golly.
Actually, I bought a lawnmower on an auction one time, a riding mower that they were in the process of putting the
Yeah, it was just-
Chevy on.
It
I
was just
had
too
a
ugly.
thought. You got that old 12 valve Cummins and that old Dodge that the only good thing left on it is the motor. Let's say we wedge that into like a 9N.
I'm
Ooh, that's a good idea. That would be fun.
I'm kind of saving that motor for
The
something.
last name is
I don't know.
Demaster. Cool. My last name is Renault.
So, let's see.
My 9N Ford also burns oil. What would be causing it to burn oil? High temperatures.
You know, when's the last time that motor had an overhaul? It might be time to do an overhaul, and you can buy an overhaul kit through Yesterday's Tractors.
Hey, old fashioned farming, where you been, man?
Yeah, you're
There he is.
running
We're
behind,
here
Look
man.
at
like
that
way
guy.
late.
Way late, man. But
We're like ending in 8 minutes.
stuff.
Luke,
Um,
here's something you can try.
Jed asked me what I thought about the Case 1031. It's a good tractor. 930 is better, but it's a good tractor. I like the 1030, so
Outcast wants the you want the transmission casing?
NV4500?
You want the casing, Outcast, or
No, the whole transmission out of the Dodge, if it's got the 5-speed manual.
it's
oh,
worn
out of
out.
the Dodge? Oh, I thought he was talking about the transmission when he pulled up the tractor.
No, you
Because
don't.
he was the one who was talking,
Yeah,
asking if that casing could be welded.
yeah. You don't want it. It doesn't stay in gear. It pops out of all gears, but for third. So
12 valve in the green F-150.
There you go.
mhm.
The front end would sit like that.
Oh, he said he's been here the whole time. He's just quiet tonight.
Oh well.
I know, Luke Becker, something you can try. Because it could just be that everything's gummed up, the rings are gummy and
Yeah.
everything is just filthy up. Try this sometime. Swap in a brand new filter and fill it with half transmission fluid and half just cheap 30 weight, the store brand, and let it idle for a couple of hours. Don't run it hard. Just put it at the lowest idle it'll stay lumping along at, and leave it for a few hours.
Mhm.
Shut it down, swap the filter, drain it out, refill it with good oil and a new filter. I already said that. And it may or may not free up those rings. It could also be that, your valve guides are so worn out, your umbrellas are so worn out, and the rings. It could just be that it's time to refresh it, in which case you're going to go to, what was that site again? To get the tractor parts?
Yesterday's Tractors.
Yesterday's Tractors. And Yesterday's Tractors get a rebuild kit,
You were
and
gone.
you got a winter.
I was reading.
I know.
It takes me a
I
while.
still feel like just saying like banana hammock while you're talking.
And I would be
Yeah,
like,
just
yes,
be like-
banana hammock. Let me tell you about banana hammock.
He just reminded me of Mr. Peanut or whatever his name is. Tip your hat again. The Peanut guy. What's his name? From Peanuts.
Mr. Planter.
Mr. Planter. Yep.
Yay. So anyway,
I'm gonna.
How many machines do you currently own? I'll let you answer that one.
Do you even have a number?
I don't have a number.
Got to be in the 40s.
I don't know. I mean, personal collection and then you figure what for the lot.
Well, just say
and then the
personal
parts.
and everything.
Just personal collection alone.
Personal collection alone, I have.
I've counted 22,
you
but I don't know where the end of your property is.
20. There's 30.
About
30
300
38 tractors
before
at
end
the
of
farm that are just my personal collection.
Jimmy Carter? What?
Not counting the Farmall collection, and then they got the Farmall collection for the lot. So there's another 25 machines for this place, tractor wise.
Yeah. And a very happy Christmas to you.
Yes,
Sorry, what was your number there?
a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. What's the deal about Jimmy Carter? Nano?
Oh, Mr. Peanut. Jimmy
Oh.
Carter was Peanut Farmer.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Mm-hmm.
Hope I don't.
No, the old little black and white Planters commercial.
Yeah, and Jimmy Carter was Peanut Farmer, so he's
Okay.
called Mr. Planter the Jimmy Carter.
Check out the Memphis Mafia. He has a good channel.
They don't get a whole lot of oil changes, Matt.
Right? They sit there a lot more than they do anything.
Yeah.
There's some real clean oil from 1994 in some of those things.
What?
What?
Wow.
That's what we're talking about. Doing oil changes on 40 plus tractors.
That's what
30,
the docs
38 of those tractors just sit there.
Yeah.
Because they're pretty.
Well, they don't ever get used.
He lets everything grow up around him so we can
No.
get really good pictures of them.
No, not those. That's the outside parts tractors. The other tractors are
So get the
so.
weed whacker treatment.
Yeah. Well, no, they're the building. So,
Oh.
the building. And that's what I got the doc for. He does all that stuff. And he starts an oil change on Wednesday and it's finished the following Wednesday. So it gets done quite quickly sometimes.
It's just the phone ring. A lot.
It's usually mom. What are you doing? I need you to come home. So, poor guy.
You just put your mom on blast.
I know, I love my mom to death, but poor Dan, just poor Dan. He's the one that got volunteered to stay home with mom and dad. Poor Dan.
Dan's a good.
Yep. So,
Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it an evening, guys.
Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you very much for coming in. On the following videos, we'll figure out when the January live stream will be, and hopefully Doc will be here this time, and he'll that time and be healthy. And we have lots and lots of project tractors that are going to be coming up here. So, but anyhow, guys,
Hang on, real quick. Luke said my 39 Ford 9N also gets water in the hydraulic oil for the 3-pitch pitch. Where should the water be getting in?
that top cover, there's a seal on that top
That was
cover.
a quick answer. That must be common.
And that seal's gone. And the water, when it rains down on that tractor, it's pulling on that and then just pouring in. So I definitely pulled that one into the shop. She needs some I'd start at the front and work my way to the back and just get her back up. I mean, it's not a bad, it's not like it's a bad tractor. It's just a tractor that needs some love and just some simple repairs here and there. So
Some new gaskets,
new gaskets, new
make some
seals,
hoses,
yeah.
Replace the rubber bits.
Yeah.
Thanks, Red Pill.
Yeah. All right, guys. All right, guys. Well, we will catch you guys on the flip side. Like I said, there will be no Saturday video this week, and then there'll be a video on Wednesday, and then
Thursday.
or Thursday.
Because
and-
Wednesday's Christmas.
Yeah, well, Tuesday or Thursday, one or the other. And
Just look for it this week.
yeah, there's something.
When I get it done, I might just post it for Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect a whole lot of people to be, waiting for us
I
to
don't
put
know.
a video up on Christmas morning. So I figured Dave actually figured we'll just put it up on Thursday.
Yeah.
And one more thing we need to discuss before we leave.
Yeah.
Live show regular.
Mhm.
Are we going to start doing this the last Saturday of each month? Or we need to have it kind of scheduled that way?
That would put it on the 25th next January.
Well, from this point on, it really
January.
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So if it's the 25th of January, it'll be the 25th
might,
of
yeah.
February, so that means we're not interfering with Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we
So-
might,
I just said the last Saturday of every month, 8 o'clock.
yeah, probably, that's a very good possibility. We'll discuss that. I need to discuss that with the doc first, when he can make sure it works for him, but yeah, that's a good possibility. So, and we'll just kind of let you guys know as through the months, when and how and why, so. But,
Don't forget to send your pictures of your tractors in to Dave's Instagram, Crazy D's Equipment, Crazy D Equipment.
Or Facebook.
Or Facebook.
our messages to Facebook or wherever that, and we'll go from there, guys. So, alrighty. Good evening,
Merry
folks.
Christmas.
What's that guy?